right, friends, I'm so excited to talk about this. So I talked about this for the first time on a Zoom. I guess spoke on last night. So if you guys were on that Zoom, you kind of know what we're gonna talk about tonight. But this is the first time I'm officially like talking about this, and I'm really, really, really excited. So for those of you guys that have been around for a minute, like you remember last year when the shifts kind of hit, right? Like we all started this new work system. And I don't know about you guys, but that was huge for me. I was able to pivot and get consistent and serious about my business in a way that I hadn't in a really long time. And I needed that so much. So I want to preference all of this to say that if it ain't broke, don't fix it, okay? If you love what you're doing in your business, then don't change it. If it gives you life, then do it. But if it doesn't, never feel like you're locked into doing anything any specific way just because everyone else is doing it like that. It's okay to go out and pivot because the company, the teams, yourself, your business, it's not going to continue growing if we all continue doing the same thing always, right? And so that's kind of where I found myself at the end of January. So January, you know, you guys have been hearing me talk about it. Like I am believing for big things this year in my life and in your lives, okay? And so January hit and I was real dang excited to start watching what God's unfolding. I was ready for the momentum, and y'all, it wasn't there. And it wasn't not there because XYZ and these outside factors. It wasn't there because I wasn't there. I wasn't showing up magically in January in ways that I hadn't been showing up, you know, in December. Like I didn't just magically happen. So I went through January, and I got really serious about my health in January. I got on top of taking my products. I got on top of doing a little bit of exercise. I got on top of my sleep, on getting up early. And so I saw a lot of growth in that month. But the thing is my new growth for myself and my priorities, my health, my mental space, and all of that caused my business to like, I don't want to say like fail, but opposite of growth. Okay. We were like stagnant, going down a little bit, not what I was wanting. And so I ended January feeling good about myself, but bad about my business, right? Like it just wasn't quite what I wanted or where I wanted to be. And so the cool thing about that though, is when we hit those moments in our business, guess what? You can pivot. You can find something new, try a different way, go a different direction, find a way to get life again. And so that's where I found myself in February. So I don't work the first day of the month. Religiously, I take a whole day to start the month, to focus on my mindset, to game plan for my team, to do charts, to clean the house, to get everything planned and in order for an amazing month. And so on February 1st, I'm sitting down trying to put together what I wanted to do this year. And I was really torn in this area because I was like, I really, really want to start working all the platforms, okay? Drop a 1 in the chat if you wish you worked more platforms, right? Like Facebook is great, but Facebook is dang difficult sometimes. And wouldn't it be nice if we also had a business running on TikTok and Instagram, and like we just had this big thing that we see people doing, right? Like that was me. That's kind of what I wanted to do this year. So on one hand, I'm like sitting trying to plan the year, this month, being like, I want to do more. But on the other hand, in all reality, I wasn't doing the work I already was supposed to be doing. Like, I think last month I completed 3 shifts, 2 days out of the entire month. That's full transparency, guys, okay? Like, it just wasn't meshing with my life at this time. With this new thing of trying to, you know, sleep and get up early, like, I was going to bed early. And so I didn't have time to do that evening shift between putting my daughter down, eating, getting ready for bed. There was just no time. And so I was constantly spinning my wheels, frustrated, wanting to do more, but not physically and mentally being able to do it. And so it was a real hard balance sitting at February 1st being, how can I do more when I already am not doing what I want to be doing enough? And so I just kind of sat down and I was like, what if I just wrote out everything I want to do? Like if I felt like I was going to be killing it in every aspect, what would that look like? I reached out to Sidelines, got their task list on different platforms. I took all of this information and I put it together and was like, if I did all of this, I think I'd be rocking it on all platforms. And I sat down, I looked at it, was like, how can I organize this? So it just started meshing and meshing into this monster task list, okay? And don't worry, I'm gonna share it with you guys. But so it turned into this monster task list that ended up being the equivalent of 2 shifts on Facebook, 2 shifts on Instagram, and a shift on TikTok, right? Y'all, I'm not even doing 3 shifts on Facebook. So I was like, I don't know that this is gonna work. This looks like a whole heck of a lot, but I know if I could make this work, then I would think I would see some of what I'm wanting in my business. And so the second rolled around, and we're going to jump into the nitty gritty, but I feel like you got to see where I came to get to this point. So the second came around, and it was my day to start working for the month. And I was like, okay, let's just jump in and see what happens, right? We've all been there, whether it was your day 1, your day 21, and again, we have to just jump in and see what happens. And so I was working through the task list, just kind of going. And before I knew it, I had all of it done, like all of it. All of the Facebook, the Instagram, and the TikTok. And I was like, it's like 4 o'clock. And I don't know what clicked in my brain in that moment, but this, between the task list and this thought, it's changed everything. Okay, I've been here almost 6 years, you guys. It's real easy to get stagnant. It's real easy to get stuck. It's real easy to just go through the motions, because I know if I'm consistently going through the motions, I'm still going to consistently be getting the enrollments. But what you've done will never get you to the next level, right? Because if it would have, you'd already have been there. So we've got to sometimes find a way to challenge ourselves, find a way to pivot, find a way to grow again and get excited about your business, okay? So this lit it on fire for me, and I decided, what if I gave myself business hours? As a mom, I feel like, especially in this season, I'm finding a new struggle in balancing this business and my daughter, because she's no longer a little potato who just wants to hang out. She's an active toddler who's in everything and wanting me to be in it with her. And how I've really struggled trying to figure out how to do my business, but also be with her. And so this idea of business hours just started mentally changing things for me. When we break this down, you're going to see, aside from the additional, obviously, multiple platforms, it's the same work we were already doing. But when I put business hours on it, it became freeing. So I've set for myself my business hours being 8 to 12. So from 8 to 12, I'm working my business. I'm doing my messages. I'm showing up. But the thing is I clock out at 12. So my mornings are real structured. My mornings are telling my daughter, let's watch another episode of Bubble Guppies because mommy's working. But the thing is when 12 o'clock hits, I'm done. My business is like my work, my input is done for the day. And that's doing 2 shifts on Facebook, 2 on Instagram, and 1 on TikTok. So I'm already doing the minimum of what I was doing last month to know I'm going to at least get those results. Plus I'm doing additional, but I'm done at 12. So that means now I have the whole rest of the day where I get to be mom, where I get to play because nothing's pressing. I have nothing to do. I get to be wife where my husband wants to sit down and talk about something. There's none of this. Yeah. Like it's just me. I can just focus. I get to clean the house. I get to be the leader I want to be. I have time to genuinely pour into my people, not try to respond between messages. I get to live my life now, but also invest in my business more so than I feel like I have in a while. And so I'm going to jump into this task list and we're going to go through the whole thing, but I want you to at least hear where I was coming from with it, because I feel like it has been such a big deal. Because again, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But if you are feeling stuck, don't stay stuck. It's your responsibility to find something new. It's your responsibility to pivot, to try something, and not for one day, you guys. Okay, if you try something, you got to stick it out. You got to give it a week or 2. Okay, you got to try it. But this has been a game changer in my business. I've become a month-in person where my mid-month enrollments just aren't all that stellar for myself. Like I think approaching end of the month last month, I think I had like 7 customers and a distributor, I think at like the 25th mark, right? So we were 12 days into this month, 13 days into this month. I take the Sabbath off. So that's 2 Sundays. And I took the first off. Okay, that's 3 days. I worked 10 days this month with this new system. I have 9 customers and 4 distributors. Okay, I'm just saying, There's some proof in the pudding. I like to back it up with the receipts. All right. This has been a huge difference maker because I'm doing more work, but guys, I'm more excited. I love what I'm doing. And when you love what you're doing, when you're excited about what you're doing, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you're going to get different results from it because the energy you put in is what's going to reflect back out. The world is a mirror. So if you're going through the motions and doing the work just because it's what you're supposed to do, you may get some traction, but you're not going to get the explosion and the growth that you're looking for because your heart's not in it. When your heart's in it, everything can change. And so that, I think, is the biggest thing from this new system that has changed for me is I'm getting more done, but I'm way happier. Like, I'm genuinely way happier with my life, with my team, with my business, with every aspect because of the pivots, especially with setting that time frame where I'm like, I'm done. I have to sacrifice in the morning. I have to hustle hard. I have to work real freaking hard. But I only do it for a couple hours. And then the rest of the day, I get to just be. And that's been huge. So I know we've got some newbies on here because I see some of my new people. So this is going to come out for you guys. I got levels. All right. We're going to do this in levels because before you can do all the things, you have to be proficient in one of the things. Because if you start trying to do all of these different avenues when you don't have one of them down, it's going to get overwhelming and you're not going to be stellar at anything. You'll be mediocre at best. You've got to first be efficient, be proficient, be like A+ing one avenue. Once you've mastered that, which most of us start with Facebook, once you've mastered Facebook, where you're consistent, where you have no questions, where you are confident, where you can do it with your eyes closed, that's when you're going to upgrade to the big monster task list. But even with that, I've got a way for you guys to start practicing or trying out the idea of doing it all at once. And guys, if it's not your thing, if you like what you're doing, do what you're doing, okay? If you're working a full-time job and you're trying to fit this in and you have time in the morning or your lunch break in the evening, do your shifts. If it makes sense for you, do your shifts. You don't have to change just because I like this, okay? You don't have to change just because I have success in this. What you're doing, if it's working for you, stay in your lane. But if it's not, I want to encourage you guys to look at something new. So we're going to try to share this from my phone. If you've been on before, you know, this is always an experience. Okay. You guys see it? Laura, will you give me a thumbs up so I can see you on my screen? If you can see this, perfect. Awesome. Okay, so this is going to be the new version. So if you were in your first 30 to 60 days and you're like, I'm not super confident in Facebook yet, this is where you're going to begin. I'm going to send both of the graphics I'm going to show you guys in all the chats, okay? So don't worry, I got you guys. But so I want to walk through this because it's pretty much what you've already been doing. It's just set up different, okay? So the way you would work this, get a little marker. Cool, okay, green marker. So the double boxes is the equivalent of 2 shifts, right? So you have 2 shifts here at posting. You put one post up, you put a second post up. Things like sending out happy birthday messages. You only do that once, right? So the way you would want to work through this is one set like that. But then you're going to want to take a little bit of a break. If you're doing just the Facebook, guys, you literally could knock this whole thing out in like an hour and a half and be done with the investing in your business part. And then have the rest of the day to respond to messages and things like that. So you would want to do this and then take a bit of a break. When we get to the monster task list, we'll have things to plug into the break. But for just starting out, like you want to do this, but then take a breather because otherwise you will put yourself in Facebook jail, okay? Like you're sending out big messages here. If you are not taking your time and not spacing it out, you're gonna it's gonna bite you in the butt, okay? Stephanie, I'm gonna send this in all of the chats that this Zoom was shared in. So from there, you'll be able to save it to your phone, send it to a printer, all the things. So that would be your shift 1. That would probably take me an hour. If you're new, it's probably gonna take you a little bit longer. But once you get that done, take a break. feed your kid, have breakfast, do a quick workout, something like that. I give it at least 30 minutes or so. And then you're going to go back in and do the second part, which is one more post, send out a few more messages and friend requests. But then you would be done. And guys, this is the equivalent of your entire new like distributor shifted task list right there. Obviously minus one post, okay? Like within reason, it's the equivalent workload of just about your entire newbie task list you're already started with. It's tweaked a little bit, but that right there is going to be setting you up to get 5 to 10 hosts to post up, 5 to 10 potentials. Like there's a reason for these numbers, okay? Tried and true. For years of time I've invested in this business, these are the numbers, okay? 25, 25, 25, 25. So from this though, this is where self-discipline comes in. You have the workload in front of you, okay? But you have to achieve goals. That was a horrible circle. Jeez, I don't know if I can make that go away. Okay, you have to achieve goals because that is the one flaw I had with the shifted task list is that it had no goal focus. I've always been results driven in this business. When I started, I literally, for my entire business, I have never once counted messages. I just did it till I got the result I wanted. I sent as many messages as I wanted till I got whatever the goal was. And so doing the shifted task list was amazing to set foundations in place, to get back consistent with doing the work, but it failed to focus as well on the goal. And I think you need both. You've got to know strategically what to be doing, what numbers should equate to the goal, but you've got to know the goal every single day. Because if you're hitting the goal every day, guys, your business is exploding. So your goal, your push, this is the objective. This is what we're hoping for, is to get 10 host to post up. So this is not 10 people saying yes. This is 10 people actually posting on their page. Okay, let's be honest, it's a different thing. 10 people actually posting on their page. All right. 10 PPMs. So potential Perks members, guys, that's writing down 10 names on your list, however you track things, of people who want information on the products, whether that be from follow-ups, like maybe follow-ups from another month, or new people from post or cold messaging or post to post, or however you're getting your names, you're getting 10 names written down. And then 10 potential distributors as well. So this is what you're going to push for every day. This is the intention. This is what we're working for. But your bare minimum, that's different, okay? A goal and an intention, that's what we're hoping for. That's the objective. But the bare minimum is the commitment, right? That's the thing that you are not going to bed until you've achieved, is hitting 5 in each category. 5 people putting up a post for you, 5 potential customer names, 5 potential distributor names. And I can guarantee you, if you're doing 5 in each category every single day, you are enrolling a minimum of 5 to 10 customers a month, okay? Like you're getting some results. 1 to 2 PM bonuses right there, okay? A lot of times we have this sugarcoating when we're talking to our teams where we're not making sure that the work and the goal matches. We're scared to scare people away, right? But this helps put it clean as day. Your result, like your effort and your goal, has to match. And if they are matching, you're going to see success in your business. And so I went ahead and included at the bottom as well, a place where you can write down your potentials. Keep it all in one spot. Got a little spot for your date. It's all cute. Now I'm proud of it because if you guys have been around for a minute, like you've seen my graphics improve over the last year because they were real bad. They were real bad. If we go back and look at some of the stuff I've made, it's real cringe. But this is cute. I'm proud of it. So this is what you would be working for throughout the day. Okay, guys, do you have questions about any of that? I will give you a second to put in the chat. This is all stuff that's already on our task list, except for boosting posts, I think is the only thing not. And so boosting posts is just going back through your old post or old host to post, dropping a new comment so that it gets pushed back out into the Facebook world and hopefully generates more leads. So that's all that is. In the goal section, there's also to update your chart. So if you guys don't know what a chart yet, you're either brand new or you need to message your enroller after this and they can explain charting for you. But we want to make sure that we are staying up to date on our numbers, calculating declines, factoring in new orders, things like that, because our chart is going to be the roadmap to your destination. So not the daily goal, but the monthly goal. And so we've got to make sure that every day we're referencing that so that we know what we need, how hard we got to push, where we got to pivot, and what to make sure that we are on track for where we want to go at the end of the month. The second additional goal in there is to check in with your upline. Y'all, we love you, okay? You're my people. I love you. I know Laura loves her people, all right? But the truth is, you got to come to us sometimes, okay? Like, we get tired, we get overwhelmed because not only are we working with you, we're working with everybody else, we're also working our business. And so we don't want you to fall through the crack. We don't want you to feel like we don't care about you. We're doing our best, but we're only human. And so if you're checking in with us every day as well, and not just like a, hey, Laura, how are you? But like, hey, Laura, look, I'm getting really frustrated because this isn't working. What do I do? I promise you, if you message Laura like that, she's going to be like, heck yes, you're my favorite. Let's go. How are we going to run together? So take a moment every day, check in with your upline, check in if they're okay. I had one of my girls message me, I don't know if it was a couple days ago, and she was just like, hi, Mariah, I just want to see how you're doing. How's Oakland? How are things? And it just made my heart so happy because we love you guys and we are here to pour into you and we are never going to regret that. We're never going to hold back. We love you guys, but in a lot of us, we don't get that back from anyone. I don't have an upline, have no one coming to me. So sometimes checking in with your upline, even just coming with a question, coming with a problem, coming with a tip that you want, or like recommend me a book today, like whatever it may be, give me like a, hey, just let you know, I'm feeling 10 out of 10 today. Cool, let's go. I'm feeling 2 out of 10 today. All right, how can I help? Like just making that a two-way street is amazing. And then on the inverse is as you're enrolling distributors, you should be checking in with them every day. As you build your business, it pivots. Like Hannah is out my nest, as she likes to tell me all the time. She's not going to hear from me every day. She's got her crap together for the most part. I'm not neglecting her. I still check in, but it pivots as you go. But if you're still building in the Ruby, Emerald, Diamond range, you should be checking in with your new team members every single day. It doesn't always got to be a tip. It doesn't got to be coaching. It can be as a personal level. Like when my new distributors, I'm obsessed with her. I think she's on, I saw her picture earlier, so I think she's still on here. But we talk all the time right now and I'm having such a good time. But it's not even just business. Like there's sometimes I'm checking in, like, how's your daughter? Like she's like showing me videos of her daughter and like it's just conversation plus business, right? And so checking in with your team, ask them what they want you to pray for them for today. Ask them how they need help. Ask them like, what do they feel really good about in their business? Like just continue that conversation daily. And I think the questions so far, I think have been answered in the chat. I've seen you guys popping in. But yes, Stephanie, just like Teresa said, we'll post on our pages, not in groups. All right, my friend. Now, I need you, if you are new, I just need you to like, hold on to something for a sec, okay? Like, hold it down because this next task list is a little scary. If you're not new, it's still a little scary, but you build your foundation, then you build upon it, okay? So if you've not mastered this, this is where you live, okay? You get this done, signed, sealed, delivered. If you're like, okay, I've been doing Facebook and I like what you were talking about at the beginning about working platforms, all my one people, like this one's for you. Here's the monster task list. Okay, so it's literally the same thing, the exact same Facebook task list from the other one. Okay, so we're not over here changing the game, we're adding on to. And so it is the equivalent, 2 shifts on Facebook, 2 on Instagram, 1 on TikTok, the same minimums. So I want you to note that we're still pushing for 10 host to post, 10 potential customers, 10 potential distributors. I'm not asking you to go out there and be like, no, you got to get it together and get 20. Like you're still pushing for the same. Again, there's backing in the numbers. And these are the things, the tried and trues. Your 10 host to post a day, you're growing in that form. If you're doing these minimums, these goals every day, your business is growing. So we don't have to change that, but we can change the formula to make it a little bit easier, not even easier, but more dynamic to get those results done. So where's my colors back? I'm doing the same colors I did last time, and I'm gonna show you guys how to work through this version so that we're not going in Facebook jail. So this is what I do. Really don't have any Facebook issues. So I do my first shift on Facebook, like we just talked about. Squirrely line. Then I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna do all my Instagram. And then I'm gonna come and do all my TikTok. Then I'm gonna go back. So it's literally that time where we took a break with our beginning task list. We're just filling the break now with our Instagram and our TikTok stuff. That's it. So I'm going to run through some of this real quick. And I have a lot of scripts for you guys too, because if you're like me, I don't know how the heck to work on TikTok and Instagram. Okay. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I am the epitome of failing forward and figuring it out as I go. Let's see. I've done hit buttons and I don't know what to do. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll share scripts in a minute because it overwhelmed me, but we'll just talk for a second, then I'll send you guys the scripts. So instead of it being okay, so that's the thing is with this is not what you've been doing. This is not shifts. You're not working in the morning, afternoon, evening. This is just a task list. It's just, I called it that because it's what we're familiar with. Because it technically is. It breaks it into shifts on platforms, but it's not, you're not doing 3 times a day. What we're doing now is we're just working our business. We're trying to get it done as quick as we can because when it's done, you're done, right? And so if that helps answer your question, it's just kind of, showing up and getting the work done. It's not as structured. If you need structure, stick in your lane, okay? Stay with that task list. Don't change it if you don't like if you're happy. But this is a lot less structured. I don't do structure. I'm having a good time, okay? So we're on Instagram. We're interacting, okay? That's self-explanatory. You're liking, you're commenting, you're watching stories, you're swiping up on stories, okay? We are sending 40 follow requests. That's where you're going and you're sending your friend requests, okay? Straight up, nice and simple. We are sending post-to-post messages. Post-to-post is definitely different on Instagram. You're having people post in their stories, so that's different. What I found a lot of success with is having them post in their stories and a business slide that just has my phone number on it to text income to whatever my phone number is for information. And that's working really well over there. And so I'm going to share all the scripts I'm using. It's a little different than Facebook. Next day follow-ups, you guys have been doing that. Yeah, I don't know how to do the reels, Laura. If you want to pop in for a second, you can tell us how to have them share reels. I will give you the mic because I don't know how to do that.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Because I have like my earbuds in and I have no clue how that works. No, I'm like Mariah, like TikTok and Instagram, not my thing. I'm completely like lost. And I actually reached out to her, so I'm glad she's sharing this with everybody else because now I don't have to repeat it. I'm just gonna be like, here, watch this. But yeah, on Instagram, instead of sharing like a graphic that you create for a business or a product and have them like tag you in the stories, what you can also do is if you're making reels on Instagram, which you should be anyway, especially if you're on TikTok, because you're going to do the work once and share it to 3 different places because we're going to work smarter, not harder. What you're going to do is then you can send them a reel, like just hit the share button on your reel and they can send that directly to their stories. That way, when they put it in their stories, people can actually click on it and it'll take them directly to your page. So that's it. It's just a little arrow thing. Go hit share.
That's real smart. I like that too. Well, there you go, guys. That's how you do that. Because I'm not there yet. Like I said, I'm a newbie over here. I've never worked Instagram in my life. Okay, so this is like terrifying new territory. We're just failing forward, figuring it out while we go. So then sending distributor messages. Okay, I'm not a cold messenger. I don't like cold messaging, but TikTok or Instagram's a different world, you guys. It's a different world over there. And I can't tell you how good reception I've had messaging for distributors on Instagram. Like, I'm having a great time. I'm getting in so many conversations and like I'm loving it. It's very well received versus on Facebook. I feel like it's not quite as much. So I'm about it. I'm gonna share you my scripts. And then unfollowing, if you go to your followers, oh my goodness, I'm not gonna show you guys because it's gonna play sound and I don't want to navigate that. You go to your followers, it'll tell you your 50 least interacted with. I'm gonna go unfollow those. That's one set of 50. Now I'm gonna go on, do some stuff, and go back, I'll do it again, it'll refresh. So that's a really easy way to unfollow over there. And I'm not claiming to be the guru or to know all the things or to give you the best way to do these things because I'm learning, but I'm gonna give you what I got, and that's what I got. So over on TikTok, I'm posting my 3 TikToks, guys. There's been a lot of studies. I'm not green, okay? Who's so proud of me for having all this research and backing? Because I could care less about the facts. But I have done a lot of research over on TikTok looking at post and analytics and stuff. And I was looking at some stuff the other day and some other reports and things and other people's studies and stuff. And that posting once or twice, those are like, but posting 3 or more times does not change. So if you post 3, you're going to get like about the same results as if you posted 4 times or 5 times, 5 times or 6 times. So what that means is I'm posting 3. Because if I post 4 and it does nothing extra for my business, I'm not going to do the extra work to post another video, okay? 3 is a good magic number. We're sticking with the magic numbers. Okay, so add from a follow train. Now, this is something that you want to jump on right now if you're wanting to work TikTok, because this is a trend. So trends come and go. So the trend right now is this follow train situation. By using follow trains, I've gotten almost 2,000 friends in like a couple weeks, all right, or followers on TikTok, okay? We want that kind of growth, you guys. And so if you go on my Facebook, or not on my Facebook, my TikTok, it's one of the most recent things I posted, and it has the audio in it for this follow train. It's a picture and it says like, if you're under 10K, so it's there, you'll find it. It's very simple, it's at the top somewhere. Go to that audio, and you can save my video if you want to be able to get back to it, but go to that audio, and then what you want to do is you just want to go through all the different videos there and start hearting the comments. The way the follow train system thing works is ideally, it's not going to happen all the time, but ideally, you're supposed to follow anyone who drops a heart on your comment. So I set a timer for 10 minutes. And I go through and I drop hearts on as many comments as I can in 10 minutes. I will say I've learned, so on TikTok, you can't send more than 200 friend requests or follow requests a day, like max. So if these comments have like more than 200 likes, I'm not probably going to heart it right now. I'm gonna keep scrolling for the ones that don't, so that I'm more likely to get them to add me back quicker. But going through and doing that literally for 10 minutes a day, I'm getting 100+ new followers on TikTok every single day. So, but matching that with posting consistently and then consistently using this amazing system that's there right now that could go away at any time, it's really helped me grow my presence over there for the like few days I've been doing it. I'm having a good time. So interacting, I've been going through my most recent followers and liking their content, and it's like crazy. The community you start building is insane, especially when you're utilizing the follow trains, because people that are doing that are wanting to grow. So when you're going now and they've added you and you start liking their content, they're not your average everyday Joe. They're people who are wanting to grow, and they're assuming you're coming from a place that wants to grow too. If I go and interact, when I open TikTok the next time, I'll have 30 or 40 at least likes on my stuff, because they're coming back and liking my post because I went and liked 3 or 4 of theirs. So that's been crazy of doing the follow trains first, then going and interacting with the most recent people who added me. I'm getting a lot of interaction back from that. Posting in your stories over there, cool thing. That's now a thing. I don't really know all about it, but I put something in there every single day. just getting some more reviews and stuff. I don't know. It's a feature. So we're going to use everything we can. Sending a like message. Okay. I don't know if you guys are TikTok gurus, you could think this is bad. It may be bad, but it's this message someone sent to me and I love the idea. And it's just asking people to go like your stuff and that in exchange, you'll go like their stuff. I get a bunch of likes from it too. So I'm sending that and getting a bunch of likes, and I'm going to share all the scripts. Don't worry, you guys. And then reach out messages. Maybe people do this, but I haven't quite ever heard someone talk about messaging on TikTok. I don't know if it's a thing. So I was like, well, why not? We message on everything else. Why not just try it? And so I messaged 10 potential distributor messages, like 10 cold reach out distributor messages a day. 3 days, I saw not a single response. Okay. But like I said at the beginning of all of this, like when you try something, you have to try it. It's a little bit of a commitment. But now I'm getting responses every single day of people wanting the business. I'm having full conversations with people over on TikTok that have never even really engaged in my content, but because they had a bunch of followers, or I thought they were cute, or I was like, I think you could do this, and I'm messaging them, like, I'm having so many conversations about the business just from reaching out on TikTok. Like, I'm having a good time, you guys. I don't know if you can tell, but I am loving everything about my business right now. And so that's a quick run through of all of those things. I'm going to stop screen sharing, and I'm going to start putting all of the scripts in the comments really quick before I close this out, before I have my final remarks and then close it out. So while I'm doing that, I just threw so much at you guys. You probably got whiplash. Drop your questions in the chat and I will swing back through and answer any of them. And if you guys don't put questions, I'm going to assume I rocked it and that I explained this perfectly, which would be shocking. All right. So first, okay, message is too long. Let me try again. First set is going to be Instagram messages. No questions. You guys are making me feel good about myself. But if you do have questions, please share them. I won't have my feelings hurt. Okay. All right. This part right here is part of that last message. In the one above, it just let me send it all at once. And then this is a post to post follow up I'm using on Instagram. Okay, and then this is my distributor reach out message. I'm using this bad boy everywhere. I just love it right now. It's making me feel good. And it's getting really good reactions too. I feel like it's just genuine and simple. This is the messages for TikTok. So again, that same reach out as well as my like message thing. And lastly, my socials, if you guys want to follow me. It's my name. I'm real boring. I'm not over there with the cute little like names and all. Nope. It's just me. So I'm going to give you guys a second to get all of that down. If you miss something or don't get a script, just message me. You guys know I'm always down to help. But what I think one of the things that has most come from this has been the freedom, because it's built freedom for me. It's built excitement. And when you're excited, you attract and build differently. And the cool thing is because of this, because I'm working on a schedule, I'm done by 12. Okay, one, that's freaking exciting, because when we were doing shifts, and again, if it works for you, don't change it. I'm not bashing the shift system. I loved it in the season that it served me, but right now, and 12 o'clock hits, like I'm just good, versus knowing I still had to do one more set before I went to bed. And so for me, it's been just a game changer. It's given me so much time and more life. And because of that, I'm able to pour into my team differently. And there has been a very aggressive reaction to that. We are seeing so much growth with new distributors right now that we haven't seen in so long. And it's because I have time. I really care, and I'm pouring into my people differently because I have time to. I don't know about you guys, but this whole empty cup business, right? Like we feel so empty so often. I'm so tired. I'm so burnt out. I'm doing so much. I'm frustrated. I'm XYZ. This for me has almost eliminated that in a lot of areas because I'm no longer confident, confined to my phone. Like, you can ask my people, like, if you message me, my phone's on do not disturb most of the time now, because it can be, because my time is my own again. I'm not just having to work my business. I'm not just having to grind and push through. My day is mine. I get to show up. I get to craft it. I get to live. You guys have heard me say it time in and time out. You cannot wait till you get somewhere to start living. That rank is not going to do it for you. That paycheck is not going to do it for you. You're not going to all of a sudden promote and reach this level and then feel like you made it, then feel fulfilled, then love your life, then have all the amazing things. That has to start now. And for me, switching everything up in this way has allowed me the space to craft that in this season. I'm not needing the bigger paycheck. I'm not needing the bigger team. I'm not needing the bigger house, the next thing. I'm able to love my life here because, guys, I get to live it again. How long has it been since you lived your life in the time? We're so busy trying to be busy versus taking a second to grind for a small portion of your day, but then fully live the rest of the time. Because yes, I am still doing stuff in the afternoon, okay? I'm responding to my messages, I'm helping my team, so I am still working, but none of that is important anymore. None of that is my priority, because I did my priority. I did the stuff to make it grow. So now when I get that message, if I'm needed somewhere else, I have no bounds to put the phone down and go. My daughter wants to play. It's not saying, hold on, let me finish this afternoon shift and then we can't. Like, it's, yes, baby, let's go. Okay, what are we doing today? Like, I get to just live. And by finding the space to live again, I found the space to refill my cup again. And it has been huge. It has made the world of a difference. In addition to really, really hounding in on personal development, really growing that time with God. I get up at 6 o'clock and I don't start my work time is 8 to 12. So that means I have 2 hours in the morning, which is sometimes the hardest time in the world to not work because I have nothing else to do. But that's when I'm spending time with God. That's when I'm spending time with my daughter to start her day. That's when I'm getting to prioritize me differently and then start my day to end early and get to prioritize me again. It's just been such a pivotal switch that's given me so much life, and I'm so excited about it, and I hope it's something that can do the same for you. I hope that whether it be this or maybe you got to go on a different route, don't feel stuck where you're at. I did a Zoom last night with Chelsea and Courtney, and Courtney said that one of the biggest difference in people who find success is they're people who look at a problem not as the final answer, right? Because a lot of us do that. We're like, I'm blocked, so not getting host to post up, for example, right? But the problem is not your final answer. So if you're right now being like, oh, I just can't get the shifts done, that's not the final answer. That's just the problem. Now it's your job and your responsibility to find a solution. If this is not the solution for you, then baby boo, go find a solution. Go figure something else out. Go try something else, but you have to find a solution. You cannot stay stuck, because you being stuck still, guys, that's on you. If you are stuck in your business, if you are not growing, if you are not promoting, if nothing is changing, that is on you. It is no one else's responsibility to get you unstuck, okay? It's your responsibility to get yourself unstuck. And hopefully this can be another tool in your arsenal in this season that maybe it'll help get it going. And the cool thing, I keep bringing it back to, if what you're doing is work and stay, but I also keep saying this season, because the thing is this business pivots, it changes. Trends change, what works change, your season of life change. So you've got to be open and willing to pivot as it does. So hopefully this guide gives you guys something maybe new, maybe exciting. Maybe just hearing me being excited is giving you something new and exciting. I don't know, but I'm ready to go. I'm excited. I'm loving my business. I'm showing up different. I'm showing up authentic. I'm a different mom, a different wife. I'm different to myself. I'm just growing and living and thriving, truly thriving in this season of life because of this pivot. And I'm excited to see what it can do for you guys, whether it be this, or maybe this just encourages you to go out and find something of your own, a pivot to make that's going to give you new life in your business. And so that's all I got for you guys today. This was a whole heck of a lot. I'm loving it, but we ran late. We had a lot of information. We all need to go to bed now because that was that was a lot. So I'm gonna pray us out and we're gonna call it. And y'all, quick plug, make sure you're on next week because I'm really, really excited. I got a big special guest coming to speak to you guys next week. It's a top income earner in our company, as in like tippity top income earner. She's in like the top 20, maybe lower than that. Real exciting, okay? Real exciting. It's gonna be a really, really good Zoom. You guys want to make sure you're showing up for her, showing out, and also for yourselves because you're gonna have a lot of takeaways. But before we close out, I'm gonna pray real quick. And then I'm going to try to get this uploaded tonight. If it's not on my YouTube tonight, don't come for me. I'll get it tomorrow, okay? Dear Lord Jesus, thank you so much for this space. We get to come together every week and we get to grow more in our knowledge of our business, more in our knowledge of ourselves, and hopefully a little bit closer to you as well. I'm so thankful for this group as they show up so faithfully and consistently. I know they're hungry. I know they're ready. And I'm so excited to watch them go out and take charge of their business, to take charge of their lives, to pivot, to find their groove, and to go out and just blast through those problems and walls. I know that you say in your word that you will bless the work of our hands, and hopefully they're a little bit more inspired tonight to go out and put their hands to that work. I want the blessings to rain down so aggressively that we are overwhelmed and we don't know how to adapt. Lord, just let it loose in our businesses, in our lives, in all the things. We want to be touching everything we possibly can so that when that rain comes, when the harvest is here, it is so immense that it's more than just us. It goes out and affects people beyond us. And I'm so freaking excited because I know it's coming. I know it's on the horizon. I know these people are showing up faithfully and they're going to continue to do so. And I know it's going to pay off. And you are about to do something so immense and insane in the lives of this group. And I'm excited to be witness. Dear Lord Jesus, thank you so much for the battles you're fighting, the way you're paving ahead of us. We are ready to run. In Jesus' name, amen. I love you guys. If you have questions about this, always feel free to message me and I will share all of the graphics in the chats. Bye, friends.